Hello everyone and welcome to the Deeply Renegade podcast. My name is Molly, also known as the Deeply Renegade, and I'd like to welcome you guys to episode 159. Today is Sunday, November 27th, 2016, and I'm glad you could join me today. There might have been the possibility of recording yesterday in the sun, but oh well. So we're recording in the darkness. Hopefully the lighting isn't too terrible. But, oh well, not too much I can do about it. It was actually pretty cold and dreary today, so I don't think there was any time I could have done that, so, whatever. So, if I can properly perch that. I guess I can start with a finished object. I actually finished this before the trip, but this is the headband out of the Blue Moon Fiber Arts. You can see my little bit of finishing. On one side of it, I did a 3-needle bind off, like so. On the other side, I ended up kitchening it because I realized it wasn't really practical for a closing tube to do entirely that. I didn't necessarily want to undo the work I'd already done, so it's a little stiff in that spot, but not the end of the world. And then I sewed on my jaunty button, and as you can see, my finishing is quite minimal. I was able to, trying to make sure that everything was as well contained as possible. So I put in a little half twist to make it, have that cute little gather where the button is, and then I used the button and sewing it on to hold it all together, so I think it's gonna work. There are probably other ways to achieve the same thing, but I think the bright yellow button was exactly what it needed, so I'm excited about that. So this will be going to the mail soon. Why did it be? Because my sister and I have different Christmas plans, so it's just easier to mail it. So that shouldn't be too bad. And that's the only thing I finished this week, oddly. I was prepared for additional knitting, and I did make good progress, though. And the only thing that got my knitting love this week was the Laminaria shawl, which is an Elizabeth Freeman pattern. I am knitting it out of Fiber Optic in the Bitter Lime to Rose gradient, and I have made it to blue. Woohoo. So it's always exciting when that happens. But you can sort of get a sense for how things are coming together. The rest of the shawl is actually going to be fairly dark in color. I'm pretty sure the lightest color in this was the Bitter Lime. And you can tell that it's sort of scrunched up here. Now, my standard for figuring out am I there yet has been sort of holding it out as my wingspan, so hand, and it ends up coming right now about to my shoulder, which I don't think is long enough yet. So I'm probably going to do a few more repeats of the pattern before I launch into the final chart. So the chart that I'm currently working is an 8-row repeat, so a little bit more work needs to occur. And then the other chart actually has 2 parts to it, one that sort of transitions away from the one pattern and into the next pattern, and then there's an additional edging chart after that, but I don't want to start the chart too early. so I'm keeping it chill for the time being. So, because I want to make sure that when it's all blocked out and done, that it is in fact a full wingspan, and it's not quite there. So I think this was the number of repeats that I called for in the lace version. That didn't quite add up right, but what is it? So I'm not there yet. I think there was supposed to be 11, and I just counted 19, so I don't even know. I was really excited when we got into new color transitions, so I was in a Kelly green section when the trip started, so I managed to get through the teal and into this bluer part. And I have still quite a bit more blue to knit through, but it's sort of a mashup between a really dark blue and then sort of teal and navy. If we, I don't know, it doesn't seem to be showing the color quite true on the camera, but it may be that we managed to get a little bit of purple to peek through before the end of the shawl. We shall see. And I do understand that it will grow with blocking, but this is a much denser fabric, so if I end up pulling it over my knee, it doesn't seem like it's actually really wanting to grow that much, so we'll just figure out where to go from there. Now, the fabric does have a really tremendous squish. It's nice and soft. It's turning out to be a really lovely knitted item, but it needs more. Not there yet. So this will continue to be getting some love. I had planned in case I'd run out of knitting, and that was definitely not the case. I had plenty just with that shawl. So I made some good progress. Would like to finish it soon. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. What I totally forgot to do was to sew the buttons on my sweater, so whoopsies. It won't be the end of the world, though. It would be nice to be able to wear the sweater, but nah. I decided not to bring it to sew the buttons on, which is probably a perfectly good choice. So, on the spinning front, I did manage to do a pretty good job on my fiber. So, I very nearly got, what is it? I very nearly got one ounce exactly, like only maybe like 100th or 200ths of an ounce off from where I'd started to where I'd ended up. So this is the Pigeon Roof Studios in a January club colorway. It is 70% merino and 30% silk. And this is the first, what is it, my first turtle. This one was about 2.4 ounces before I decided it wasn't worth the bother anymore to keep trying to load up the spindle. And load up the spindle I did. Now, what I have so far since I've redone it is not too crazy. I've just been slowly but surely filling this guy in, and then I have what is it, a little bit less than an ounce and a half to go, so it's probably worth asking the question whether or not I did any significant progress last night, because that was totals from after I'd gotten back from the trip. So I shall ask the question now. I've set up the scale. So I've definitely made some progress. It looks like it doesn't look like a whole lot left, but I'm sure it's deceptive. Yeah, I didn't get too much done. So now it's 1.372 ounces, and when I'd weighed it after getting back from the trip, it was 1.44 ounces, so I didn't get a ton of spinning done. Whatever, yesterday after I had returned, so oh well. So such is life. But it has made progress, but it's definitely taken a lot more time over target than I was hoping for. I was hoping to get all of this spinning done, but not all situations are good situations for spinning, so you just have to accept that. What was it? I surprisingly actually got a lot of spinning done in the car because it was a minivan, so there was like plenty of room to maneuver around, and the only thing that was hard about spinning in the minivan was it was much easier when we were going at a constant speed, so there wasn't the acceleration making the spindle go all over the place. But this is what was it? I had broken it off Friday night and started the next ball because it was getting unwieldy, and it seemed like I made a pretty decent call on that. And then it's taken a little while to get it spinning the way I like to spin, if that makes any sense. It would be the case where when the spindle isn't loaded down, it spins fast, but it spins short, so then you have to keep it going a little bit more. Once you get more fiber on, then it will spin longer. And a little bit slower, but I'd prefer the longer between flicks, all things equal. So I did, what is it? So this is a 0.59 ounce spindle, and I I put on 4 times its weight in fiber, so not too crazy. It was definitely got a decent amount of love, but I'll have to probably keep focusing on it, and probably the best course of action is to try very hard to finish it up, because I would really like to be able to complete my VIN, and this is definitely the long pole in the tent. All other types of spinning seem to go way faster, so that's just the nature of spinning, spindle spinning thin. Oh well, I think I made some progress and continue to make progress. Now that we're entering December, definitely need to spin pretty fast in order to make it. In time, which probably means there won't be a ton of knitting. Now, I did manage to get some progress on the Into the World, so this is a 50% merino, 25% bamboo, 25% silk blend. It's been spinning real easy. I think I started this Tuesday morning, and then managed to get a little bit more progress between yesterday and today. I'm sorry, I started it Wednesday morning. And last week I had showed you guys the first half completed, so definitely doing pretty well on this. It's the wheel, so it goes quick. And then I'll jump there. And then this is how much I have left to spend on this guy. So we'll just be quantitative today. So I have a little bit more than half an ounce spun out of the single, so about 1.5. It was like 1.4 left right now, so that shouldn't be too crazy. What would it be? I was hoping to finish before the end of November, but the end of November is coming really fast, so I would have to put quite a bit more time into it in order for that to be the case. But it may be the case where I wrap up this, wrap up the other one, and then mad dash to the finish for the rest. Not sure. We shall see. So it has been enjoyable to spend so far. It's interesting how it was dyed, so it'd be the case where there'll be a long run of one color, but then there'll be a little bit of like a little short bit of color, and then switch back again to, so say for example, there's a little bit of purple in the red, there's a little bit of blue in the green, I'm sure there's a little bit of green in the blue or purple, I'm not sure. So it'd be the case where it's been interesting and different color-wise, which has been fun. For the time that I'm actually spinning it with, like, other, like, whatever, I was doing a lot of in the dark, so then I don't get the mystery of it all. Can't pay attention to the color transitions if you can't see the colors. So, what would it be? I successfully delivered my skein of Chim Chim Chimney to my mother-in-law, so that was good. That came all the way from Germany, so it has now been rehomed, and there's a mile less yarn in my stash. I would say, what would it be? Everything has been pretty quiet around here. It was a good time for Thanksgiving. Got to visit with my husband's side of the family, so, and then we'll be doing Christmas with my family, so that'll be lovely. It was very, or what would it be? It was probably a little bit more chill than it's been in the past, but that's okay. I can handle the chill. Let's see. I'm probably, because I can handle the lace in class, just going to keep wailing on the lace until it's done. I did bring the socks with me as the backup project, and it turned out I didn't even open the bag. Just carried it around wherever I went. Ended up sorting through my beads for the other project, but I don't have needles, I don't have a printed pattern. It'll probably be a little bit, that's probably further on the back burner than I previously was. But yeah, well, things have been chill. This has been a chill podcast, but such is life. I should be able to record next week. Pull up the calendar. So that would be the 3rd or 4th of December. Should be a rather exciting, or just whatever, things to look forward to. Is it's going to be a busy week, not this coming week, but the week after, so I'll be able to handle it, no big deal. But what would it be? It seemed like right before people left for Thanksgiving, they had this like, oh crap, we have to prepare for Christmas feeling. So lots of events were scheduled. I'll make it work, but it was interesting how quickly everything seemed to get filled in. So, but such is life. I'm trying to think of other things, and I don't know. I guess I don't have much to talk about today, but whatever. I might FO. It's always good to have an FO every so often, even an unexpected FO such as this. And with that, I hope you guys have a lovely week, and I look forward to talking to you guys next week. So take care, guys. Bye-bye.